What is up, my fellow Twovians? I am Logan, the Totally Epic Gamer, and today we'll be doing a class overview for the 4 classes in Outriders. Also, there will be 4 other videos, one for each class, of more in-depth look into what each class is able to do and what their skills are. First off, we have the Devastator class. This is your close-range tank class. To be able to get healed in this class, you'll need to be close to the people you kill, which will be no problem. You have a great engage tool that goes a very long distance and does some large AoE damage, as well as you have other abilities that make it easy to clear large waves right in front of you. And even though you'll be in the front, you won't be taking too much damage, as there are plenty of skills for the Devastator class that will completely mitigate damage or heavily reduce it. And due to this, you will find that even being in the front line, you are not too worried about actually dying. On top of that, one of the greatest parts of this class is the enjoyability of jumping to the enemies. You do not have to walk around to engage on these large mobs. No, instead you pretty much teleport there. The only issue with this class I find is that you will have a hard time doing isolated damage to one target, aka a boss. But you will have a great time clearing all the mobs around it, as you're seeing right here in front of you now. And that's pretty much the Devastator class. Moving on to the next class, we'll be talking about the Technomancer. Now, the Technomancer has a fun way of healing, which is by just doing damage to anything at any distance. But because it's so versatile, you heal a lot less than other classes. So you will find a lot of times you will want to be sniping and finding ways to not take too much damage early, as if you get into a tight exchange with a lot of damage going out, you have no way to heal yourself. This is the class that is likely to use a sniper no matter where it goes, no matter which skill tree it goes into. But it also has a lot of other cool skills that do sort of siege, as you see in front of you now, and a proximity mine that is good for throwing over places or actually setting up for enemies to walk into. You don't do very well up close as a Technomancer, so it's a lot of good disengage tools. On top of that, you'll find that the Technomancer is great at doing isolated damage based on its bile rounds, where it does toxic damage that spreads throughout to everybody. Overall, the Technomancer is quite enjoyable to play. It's a little bit easier to play and a little bit easier to understand. You want to play from a far distance and not get too close to everybody, and make sure that you keep topped up, because you have no quick way of healing yourself other than exiting combat completely. But overall, a fairly fun class, and definitely has a cool identity. Going into the next class that we're talking about today, it's going to be the Pyromancer. Now, I left a little bit more room to talk about the Pyromancer because it's a very difficult class from what I can see so far. It only heals when you apply skills or use your melee ability on things, and that can be difficult, meaning you have to get close because a lot of its moves do not go very far. You have a great way to do heavy amounts of AoE and overtime damage, but not a great way to get close and up front with people, which means you generally have to walk up to them. Unlike the Trickster or the Devastator, you don't have a way to get in people's face right away, which means you're going to take damage on the way up to them. For the Pyromancer, the real key to playing it well is going to be managing your HP well. You heal a lot when you kill somebody that's afflicted with your skills, but before then, you're going to be taking a lot of damage walking up to them. So you'll see that what happens when you play the Pyromancer is you get stuck in this risk-reward fight where you feel you have to play on that little boundary of HP because you need to get right up in their face to heal you in the first place. And even now you can see I'm quite low, but I know as the Pyromancer, running away is no good. I only have one ability that can heal me from far away, and it's not going to save my life. I need to kill people up close and accept the risk that comes with playing the Pyromancer. And finding that right balance between risk and reward is going to be the key to playing a good Pyromancer. And the final class, and my favorite, is the Trickster. A super utility focused class that has the ability to jump around the map and exert a high amount of damage. As you're seeing now, I'm just using the bile rounds, or the rounds for the Trickster that just increase fire rate, doing great singular target damage. But not only that, the marquee move is Shadows of Prey, where you will jump behind an enemy from large distances. And it's a very short cooldown. You will whip around the map, running into people, slowing them down, and assassinating them. It's a very enjoyable process, and you'll find that playing as the Trickster is just an enjoyable experience. It doesn't get old zipping behind people, killing them with your blade, and watching them pop in front of you as you continue zipping around the map. When it comes to boss fighting as the Trickster, it can be a little more difficult. Here I can just take out this boss because I have used all my abilities right away for it. But in elongated fights, it can be troubling for the Trickster to get enough damage in. And on top of that, healing is only done when you're close to people. If you don't have the right skills to be able to kill things quickly, then you're going to have trouble. But at the same time, you can slow everything down and really turn the tides of battle into what you want. And of course, if you were playing with other people and not solo like me, all your teammates would reap the rewards of you slowing down entire enemy teams and zipping around the map, controlling the exchanges. So that's everything, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that. That's my class overview. There will be links to all the other videos that goes more in depth into each class. And if you liked this video and you thought it was helpful for you choosing a class, then hit the like button. And if you're really feeling it, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.